Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 25th, 2022 New Moon and Solar Eclipse reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Capricorn, let us see what energy we have to be mindful of during this new moon and solar eclipse. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the Lord. Now the Lord is Aries energy. There is also a sense of, I'm just seeing the sun coming through very, very powerfully. And there is a sense during the day, okay, during the sunlit hours, we are going to want to have a firm hold on things. Or we can very much say, I have to follow this leader. It's like, I'm just hearing, I'm following the leader. And Spirit is saying here, we need to be very mindful of who is leading us during this time, where we're headed, what we want, what we desire. Because it's very interesting with the new moon, Venus and the sun are right next to each other. So they're also in Scorpio. And this new moon is in Scorpio. The solar eclipse is in Scorpio. Everything is about death and rebirth. But the thing that we have to know about Scorpio, not about Scorpio, but about Venus, is that Venus was in love with Aries in Greek mythology. So what we have here is we have what we desire ruled by the sun, our passions ruled by the sun, very much in love with power, very much in love with authority. And so we have to be mindful of this, that we can be chasing power and authority just for the sheer acquisition of it. So be very aware, okay, during this time. And be very aware that we can be giving more power to people who say, oh, I know this. Oh, I have this covered, without actually seeing them follow through. So be aware of that as well. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading. Actually, let's turn it over. Okay. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords, we have the Tower, we have the, let me just see if this is the 7, no, this is the 8 of Wands, okay? We have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands. So, and we have the Queen of Wands. So we're very much here with the repeat of the wands, we're heading into fire energy, passion energy. If you have a fire sign energy within your chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, even though we're being told to be mindful of Aries, this is going to come out very strongly. It's going to be what roots us. It's going to be what guides us. Our passion is running very, very high, which makes sense because the solar eclipse on the 25th is the beginning of eclipse season, and it begins with the eclipse in Scorpio. And this equals a heart-centered transformation, an emotionally centered transformation. Now, the new moon is all about laying our intention, saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I'm going after. This brings us into a very emotional state and into a very personally contemplative state. So what we're seeing here is that our world has been rocked. Something fundamentally has changed us, has moved us forward, has guided us in a way that we hadn't expected. For a lot of us Capricorns, the rug has been pulled out from underneath us. And we're thinking, how can I move forward? How do I get to where I want to be? How do I know what I desire? Things are going to be picking up very quickly. You're going to open up the door. There is something here about cutting ties that bind you, and that's going to be a very big thing. Opening up your mind. You always thought there were two paths, two ways of doing things. You've been rather rigid in that conclusion. You're ruled by Saturn, so that rigidity makes perfect sense. But here, we're going to see things moving forward rather quickly within our career. The money, be patient, okay? You might find that you're working a lot harder, and you can have people say, oh, I'll, pay you once the job is done, or there's something here where like the money is coming, but it's not necessarily going to be quite as lined up with how much work you're putting out. It can also be you're putting out a lot of work and you're not seeing the return on your investment quite as quickly. So be aware of that. That's going to be okay. With this new moon, with these intentions, you're really building something. And Spirit's saying, be patient. It will pay off. You won't see it as quickly. And that's going to be something we get frustrated with, Capricorn. We think, okay, I'm being logical, I'm being pragmatic, I'm being determined. If I can do it like this, then I can get to where I want to be. And Spirit's saying here, it's going to be a bit different than that. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift, prosperity, success, bounty. With the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, I do apologize. The Queen of Wands, you're definitely taking this gift and utilizing it. There's a spark to you, a magic to you, a part of you that you haven't let really shine in the light of day that is going to be revealed during this time. And there's a real sense of like, oh, I didn't think I could do this. Like, I didn't think I could move forward this way. I didn't think this was possible. You've shortchanged yourself. And this is going to be a time where we really do stop shortchanging ourselves, underselling ourselves, thinking that we're not enough for what we want. Now, with the Two of Swords, Spirit is really showing us cutting the binds that hold us back, that keep us from where we want to be, that have us held in a way that we hadn't expected for ourselves. There is something here, we've overthought it, or we thought, oh, it could be like this, or it could be like that. And Spirit's saying, why did you narrow your world? But we didn't know we narrowed our world. So it's going to be a rather impactful and powerful revelation to see, oh, I shortchanged myself, or I was thinking too linearly, and I really kind of kept myself from obtaining the blessings that I want, obtaining the blessings that I need. And we're going to see that shift really coming in right now. We're going to see the change leading us forward, and we're going to be quite surprised by it. Now, with the Tower, something has shaken our world. Now, it can be something very, very big. It could be an illness. It could be a job. It could be, it could be very personal. But there's something here that has shaken our world, shaken the way that we see things, shaken the way that we have even defined ourselves. And now we're starting to see ourselves, what we desire, what we want, what we're needing, quite differently than we have seen it before. With the Tower, there is a door being opened. But because of everything that has happened and all the intensity, it can take us time to see it. It can take us time to even realize it. So just be aware of this. This is change that we cannot stop. If we could stop it, we probably would. We really would, because a tower change is uncomfortable. Even if it is a positive change, even if it is a job promotion, right? Or a pay increase, the stress that comes from it, or the worry that comes from it, or, the added responsibilities that come from it, we won't necessarily see them as equivalent to what we have taken on. So just be very aware of this. The Tower brings in change that causes stress, that causes us to feel overwhelmed at times, that causes us to doubt the way that we're moving forward or where we need to be for us. It's not bad. It's just a lot. And we've all been through that. Even when you have a baby, right? You could desperately want that child. And when that child comes into your life, it changes your life in ways that you just couldn't possibly be prepared for, because it also changes your brains and emotionally the way that you respond to things. So this is just a change that no matter how much you think you're prepared for it, you're not quite prepared. So just be aware of this. It moves us to the Eight of Wands. Things are moving fast. They're moving fast. I see this very much around career, but this is also what we're very passionate about. If you work from home, okay, or if your work is your home, all right, and don't undersell yourself if that's the case. Everything is changing and you're trying to keep up. You're trying to keep things balanced. You're trying to keep things organized. You're trying to keep things moving. So just be aware of this, that it can be a lot, and it is going to be a lot first and foremost as it's happening. And as we're dealing with the Tower, it's very much like the earth is shaking from underneath us and we're trying to gain our footing. With the Eight of Wands, a lot of things are coming at us. A lot of things are changing. We're seeing things very differently than we have seen them before. We're looking at what we want, at what we need, where we need to be. We're questioning a lot of things, but Spirit is really saying, ready or not, here it comes. We have two very powerful change cards, one in the major arcana, one in the minor arcana. We can kind of traverse the minor arcana much more easily, but the major arcana is like, you can't turn from it. You can't hide from it. It leads us to the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is telling us to be patient. The seeds that we have painted or planted, I don't know why painted is coming out, but for some of you, you might be listening to this and painting. You might be creating. And Spirit is saying what you are creating is taking time to bear fruit. And what you have planted, okay, if you're more practical Capricorn, it's taking time to bear fruit. Be aware of that. Be aware that what you had thought might be successful or what you had thought might be prosperous instantaneously is taking time. You can be coming back to something. All right? It moves very quickly. You have to keep on top of it, and your world has changed. Things are moving slowly. But once everything starts to bloom, it's like, oh, okay, this is where I need to be. This is what I desire. This is what I want. This is what I need for myself. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is again handing you a gift, a passion and creativity. This new moon, this solar eclipse, is focused around the heart change, the heart's transformation. Scorpio energy is the death and rebirth of the self. So you could have found that in your work, in what you're passionate about, in what you desire, you kind of lost your mojo there for a little bit. Others might have noticed it, others might not have. But what you're going to find is that it's coming back, and you're very much taking note of it. You're very much saying, this is my passion. This is my reason for getting out of my bed in the morning. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire. And it's illuminating your world in a way that is like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is where I need to be. It brings us to the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I see this as being important for you, Capricorn. Even though you're earth sign energy, you might have fire sign energy within your chart. But do know that fire sign energies, write them down in your, planner or, in your calendar on your phone. Highlight them. Highlight the time periods of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius in your calendar, because they're going to be impactful for you. They're going to be times where you really see yourself utilizing your energy, utilizing your creativity, moving things forward. I don't see this so much as being another person, but if it is, if you're saying, no, Dane, I know exactly who this person is, then what Spirit is telling you is that this person will inspire you. They will not carry you. That is not going to be the case, but they will inspire you. They will bring back the spark. They will help to nurture you, but they are not going to carry you. So be very aware of that. The Queen of Wands is Hecate. In Greek mythology, she's the goddess of magic. She's the goddess which very little is known about. She was a secret. And the magic of us, our own potential, our own power, is usually very much a secret to us until it is revealed, until we peel back the layers one by one. I'm not seeing the layers very much being something fun. It's very much like peeling an onion and having a lot of tears, having a lot of cleansing come forward that was painful until we reach this point of, oh, this is where I need to be, or oh, this is what I desire. This is what I'm seeing for myself. There is a spark that is coming forward. There's a sense of I'm settling into who I am. I'm not pushing away my gifts anymore. I'm claiming them openly and honestly, or personally and quietly. Because as I claim them, I claim myself. As I see them, I see myself. It moves us to see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Oh, I love that. You have the new moon crowning you. Oh, brilliant. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay. So we are crowned with a new start is coming. And we very much see that because we've thought, okay, it's going to be one way or another. It has to be like this or it has to be like that. A new start is coming. A new path is opening. A new idea is coming our way. And it's severing ties that have held us back, severing chains that have held us back. And it very much brings us to a place where we're addressing and looking at fears. This moon with the tower are going to show us the fears of change that we have, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, the sense of being overwhelmed. We're going to see where we're hiding away, or when we're feeling chaotic, or when we're feeling overwhelmed. And we're starting to break those chains. Now we can hide away. It is up to us personally how we are going to traverse this situation. We can hide away, but what Spirit is very much telling us is that our fears are very much going to be addressed, not only during this moon, but I very much see it from new moon to full moon. We're going to be looking at what we are afraid of what overwhelms us, of what holds us back. And there is a sense of, it's almost like we're riding a wave. I very much see, you know that Japanese picture of a wave? There's a sense of something washing over us, but it's like it's cleansing us. And we're going to be able, after that tidal wave comes in, to ride those waves with a lot more honesty, with a lot more brilliance, with a lot more determination than we have ever before. It's going to be almost, it's like, I'm not afraid. I've lived through this. I've stared down the devil. It almost feels like that. And I know the devil is a very dramatic way of showing it, but that's the imagery that Spirit is giving me. It's like we've stared down what once terrified us, and we've come out the other side. And it builds us to this place of acceptance when it comes to the fact that everything's changing. You know, we have feared that change for so long. And now there's a sense of, I accept it. I accept the fact that things are changing. I accept the fact that things are moving forward. I accept this fact. And it brings us to a sovereignty, to a power that this moon, look at this. We have the acceptance and extremes of the power that this moon represents with the Seven of Pentacles, with the sense of, I have to be patient. I have to understand that my crops are coming in. I have to know what I am building. Yes, it leads us to extremes. We can find that we have beautiful highs and, absolutely horrific lows, and they can go moment from moment, it feels like at times. But this moon blesses us. This moon shows us. We don't like extremes, Capricorn. Again, we're ruled by Saturn. We like things to be steady Eddie. We like things to be very much, I put it in its place and that's where it's going to stay. For the fact that it's not going to can be enough of a lesson for some of us, Capricorns. For others of us, it's going to be like, oh, okay, there's a fluidity to this. There's kind of something else I have to learn, something else I have to see, something else I have to understand. And it's almost like, oh, okay, I understand the game has changed. Oh, okay, I'm looking at things differently now. And it brings us to a surrender. As God, Source, Spirit, again, however you see the divine, the universe, hands us this gift of passion, hands us this gift of tenacity and insight and ideas and determination and focus. And it brings us then to this place of creativity and hunger. As we accept our magic, as we take up that gift from divinity and we say, no, I am moving forward. No, I am going to where I need to be. No, I am looking at this differently. I am empowered. I am determined. I am focused, and nothing and no one is holding me back. There's a magic to us. There's a whimsy to us. There's a brilliance to us, Capricorn, that people aren't going to expect, because they're going to say, oh no, you have to be this way. You have to be the rigid one. You have to be the one who has everything in its place, who isn't, spontaneous or creative or, just kind of sees what happens, takes these risks. You're going to be surprising people with the release and with the beauty that you are moving around, that you are moving to. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and this is the King of Wands. Again, amplifying the Aries energy. Aries is ruled by the wands in the minor arcana. We have to be mindful of changing just to increase more of what we see others desiring us having. It's not what we desire. It's saying, I can have this because that person wants it. I can move forward this way because that person wants to move forward that way. And it's moving forward in a way to almost punish somebody else and to say, I can beat them at their own game. This isn't about anybody else. This is about you. This is about doing your best and your darndest, because you will achieve, most definitely. But it's about not looking at the competition, because we can't help that. But it's not being made to feel jealous or made to say, I have to beat everyone or else I don't have my worth. It's here and saying, I'm doing my darndest. I'm putting in the hours. I'm putting in the time and the effort. And I am producing what needs to be produced. It moves us then to our subconscious Luna message. And it says here, the energy is gaining momentum, self-love. The energy that this moon is blessing us with, this transformation of the heart, this determination of the spirit, this change that is both personal and emotional, leads us to a place of self-love. If we do not love ourselves, if we do not see ourselves, if we do not respect ourselves and understand ourselves, we will not move forward the way that we want to. It first starts with us. And then we're going to see everybody else is impacted. We then have our subconscious tarot message, and that is the Hermit. This is Virgo energy, and this is very much saying that as we turn inward, we see what's important. There's a sense of, I need to step back, and we might need to close the doors subconsciously. We're going to very much need that time of rest, of connection, of saying, you know what, I'm done with you. Like, I'm not doing this. I am moving towards me. And to be able to say, time out, I'm connecting with me, is not selfish. It's important. And that's going to help us subconsciously to be able to move forward to the place that we want to be at, to be able to conquer what we need to conquer, to be able to achieve what is vitally important to us. And it opens up a door we hadn't expected. But we need to connect with ourselves, and we need to be able to say, I need this quiet time, and take that quiet time just for us. Even if it's 15 minutes, for some of us, 15 minutes alone, quiet, that's a treat. So here, even if it's just those 15 minutes of sitting in meditation, sitting under a tree, sitting, by a window with the sunlight coming in, that's going to be so beautiful and so important. All right. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn, and may you have a blessed moon.